it's Amy and Brian from Colorado Mountain Living.
Good evening.
So we're relaxed now, sitting on the couch after a hard weekend of work.
Yes.
Working on the stairs.
I got wiped out today.
Anyway, we're going to show you in this video what else we sort of accomplished in addition to the stairs, not just working on the stairs, but also we wanted to mention a few headaches that Brian kind of ran into with the stairs, you know, some of the things he had mentioned in that first video, but I think the one was that drill guide. Your issue with the drill guide. We were going to do a review on that.
Yeah, so I was putting it together, and the screws that actually hold the guide rods into the base, I couldn't get them in, and turns out that all the threads were rusted. So I ended up WD-40ing it, and then I had a tap that fitted perfect, so I had to re-tap all the holes.
It came like that.
Yeah,
so.
It's nice and chrome on the outside and rusted on the inside.
But then
so that was aggravating.
The idea you had at the end of the last video with the other bit you were going to try.
Oh, with a more aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sunday you drove all the way to town.
Yes, drove to town.
Far away, like the hour drive.
And I didn't even realize that the chuck on the drill guide was only 3/8, and the bit is 1/2 inch. And so there you go.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit.
So yeah, came all the way back. So 2.5 hours down there.
Yeah.
This was Sunday. So didn't really get a lot done. You'll see in the video as far as like adding more treads on. But anyway, yeah, we just wanted to show you guys what else we were working on this weekend. And we will post you the updates from the treads as we get the stairs finished.
Yep. So hopefully this week I'll get a bunch more done. Hopefully by the weekend we'll have stairs to the top. We might not have the landing done yet, but we'll be close.
Yeah. So anyway, just taking tonight off though. So one of the other things that needed attention this weekend was the apiary. As you can see, the 3 hives all clustered together is not really optimal spacing for beehives. And Brian was able to get in there with the tractor and clear out another section and be able to help me expand the apiary. So definitely a job for the tractor to clear out the grass there and then add some more gates. So the expanded apiary is looking pretty awesome. I wasn't around to catch Brian doing all the work, but you can see all the dirt cleared here and the extra panels. So it's double the length as it was before. So now I can actually accommodate probably 2 more hives. I'm going to move this hive that's in front over to this pallet, and I still have room for another one. So I might do a split this year. It depends on how the hives are looking once I get inside them and start looking at the how their brood is expanding. I did peek inside the feeder here for the new hive, and it's empty. So hopefully that means they consumed everything and put it up. But it's possible that it may have leaked into the hive. I'm not really sure, but it's completely bone dry. So that was at least a gallon of feed. So I'm going to make some more, and yeah, let's see how they're doing. And we're working in the area, clearing out all the grass and stuff, and we have company. We actually have a moose in the yard, and Vigo's being really good, listening, not chasing after it. But we had a couple of grazing moose this morning. Kind of fun. All right, so now that we got the room, it's time to move the new hive over. This kind of job is best attempted on a cold day when the bees are still in the hive and they're not flying around yet. This was a cold morning start, about 40 degrees out, and the bees were still inside the hive. So it made it pretty easy to kind of pick them up and move them on over to their new spot. Giving them plenty of room here.
That was hard.
Yeah. Don't get too many opportunities to move a beehive in the spring, just like that. You're only going to get heavier. So now I got to mix up some food. And our friends are still grazing in the yard. One really close, and Vigo's got his eye on it. But he knows he's supposed to listen and not go chasing it. And so he's Keeping an eye on the moose on the dirt pile here. But here's another close-up when he got closer to the house when we were inside. So you can see it's a male. He's just getting his antlers now. A lot of fuzz on the antlers. They're not even fully shaped yet, so it just kind of looks like a couple of paddles. But it is a really big bull moose, and him and actually another female were hanging around the yard almost the entire weekend. They just were grazing and getting all that green grass coming up. You know, you want to take advantage of the nice weather, so Brian's out there cutting up some down trees that had come down last summer, and he goes on the last patch of snow from the property. He doesn't want to give up winter just yet, but definitely got to take advantage of those nice days when you have them before getting back into the basement to work on the stairs and some other projects there. So cutting these up and stacking them this weekend. Well, I got a bunch of bee equipment ordered. I'm starting to put together some of these bee hive frames, and I'm going to be putting the foundation in, getting ready for expansion as the bees grow this spring. So, working alongside Brian here, doing my bee stuff. Well, day 2, streamlining your process now?
Yep. Still in the process of streamlining.
Still streamlining the streamline.
Yep.
So Brian had went all the way to town earlier this morning to purchase a special drill bit, but it turns out the drill bit did not fit in this drill guide. So that was headache number 1. It turns out that the shaft of the bit doesn't fit into the chuck of this drill guide. So all the way to town, 2 hours of travel, and not able to use the bit he just bought.
I think I can get a chuck adapter. So use the other drill bit.
Oh.
I remember my dad had a spare chuck.
Oh.
You just put that chuck into this one.
Okay. So he's thinking he's got a solution if he can find an adapter to be able to fit the new drill bit. The new drill bit's just a lot more aggressive, and it's going to be able to power through this wood. And the reason why we're doing all of this with the drill guide instead of a drill press is because Brian's inheriting a drill press in a few weeks, and we didn't want to go out and buy one right now.
I don't think this was made. These kind of bits were made to be drilling, big holes like this.
Yeah.
They're made to drill like
Right.
recesses for hinges and stuff.
Right. So
each one I gotta put together twice.
you got to put it together twice. So figuring out the orientation. Well,
So I'm trying to line up the tree the way it originally was.
mm-hmm.
So it looks, so like the crack flows
Right.
around. You
Right.
can see right there.
So an extra added level of detail. Brian's trying to keep the spacers of the tree log spacers in the same,
Orientation that they were as a tree.
yeah.
Instead of-
the same order. Yeah, the
Yeah.
same order.
Well, the same order, but the same alignment.
Same alignment.
Instead of
Yeah.
having that like that.
Right. So he wants to keep the crack all of the way. So,
And then all the rivets
yeah.
are on the back.
Okay.
So pointing to the wall.
Okay.
So
So, what else today is different? That's your process that you've.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the next stair on, and then I'm going to drill with a like 3/16 bit on the angle.
Okay.
So that'll just give me a pilot hole.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to use my big bit, my big 1 1.25 inch bit like this, which I don't know where it is, somewhere right there, to make this hole. So I have a nice big cavity in there.
Yeah.
I still have to I can't use the 9/16 bit I bought to put the light hole in because I can't fit the screw fixture through with the wire. It's too tight. So I'm back to using a 5/8 bit to make that hole.
Okay.
Which is fine. I think it's no one's gonna notice.
No.
But I'm just trying to make sure everything's level.
So leveling as you're going
Yeah.
with what, using shims or something?
Shims and sanding.
Okay.
It's got a little wobble in it right there.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't know if it's this. I think it's this.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah, there's that little very tip right there. Yeah, I see it.
So I'll take the sander and hit that.
Okay.
See if I can take that out.
Yep.
Because it's almost right there. It's level.
Yeah.
And then this way, it's level. So just take out that little spot.
All right. That's it. That's the update for day 2. So anyway, guys, so that's kind of the update from us with, I think you got to the 4th stair.
4th stair, yeah.
on Sunday. But you're kind of in a rhythm now.
Yep. So I just have to, of course, every time I go back, I have to rethink the process. I thought about writing the steps down, but that would be time consuming. So
yeah, I think I asked you in the video, like, what's your process now? And you're like, so many steps. Like, you're like, oh, I have to do
no,
this.
but I've got it really dialed in. I think now the trickiest thing is kind of like, I have to shim a little bit to level things. So that'll be another, and so down the road I have to cover up those shims with something fancy. So anyway, but it'll work out.
Yeah, and then once we get to the platform on the top, will be another level of security for the core of it.
Yeah, there'll be at least a 2x2 square landing, probably even a little bit bigger. And so that'll be mounted on 2 sides, all bolted to the box where the staircase comes through. It's going to be super secure, so I'm not too worried about any shifting of the staircase. I think it'll be. And then when you get to the loft, it'll be secured again by another landing on the opposite side. So it'll really add some rigidity to the whole staircase. So it should be pretty sweet.
So we're just in the sketchy phase right now because it's the top of it's not really attached to anything. I mean, it's not. Well, at least when I stand on it, I don't think it moves at all.
Yeah.
But when you stand on it, you're.
Yeah, and if I clamp the post up to where I have a brace at the top, it probably wouldn't move at all. So,
yeah.
But it only moves like a quarter inch.
Yeah. And then today we had rainy weather, so no updates on the bees just yet, but I know they're doing pretty well. So as soon as we get some nice days, I'll be able to get into the hive and show you guys how they're doing. So anyway, that's the update from the weekend, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching.